Well, we're on the last day of this calendar year, and we look at how indices have been doing on 30th, which is on Thursday, as well as how Asian indices have opened up on this last day of 2021. US indices slipped a bit after a record close on Wednesday, and the relatively lower news flow as well as lower data is currently what's driving markets. It's thinly traded sessions of trade across global markets. The Dow closed around 0.25% lower. The S&P 500 was down around 0.33%, and the Nasdaq was also marginally lower, around 16 basis points. Despite all of this, all major US indices have been on track to finish both the week as well as the month higher, and of course the year higher as well. Analysts expect this to continue on to Friday as well, and they expect it's going to be a flattish or a slightly negative day of trade on Friday as well. Moving on to how Europe's looking, European stocks outside of the UK rose marginally on the back of course, continued holiday thin trade. The DAX was up around 0.1%, the CAC 40 was up, as well as the stock 600, both of which were up around 15 to 16 basis points. The FTSE 100 though was down around 0.25% in trade on Thursday. That's largely how Europe played out. Moving on to Asia. Asia was largely in the mix yesterday and has opened today morning in the mix as well. In fact, indices outside of China are in the red this morning. The Nikkei is down around 0.4% in early trade today as we speak. The ASX 200 is down 0.2%, and the Kospi is down over 0.5% in early trade today. Shanghai as well as the Hang Seng, both within the Chinese mainland, both these indices are higher. The Shanghai is up around 0.5%, and the Hang Seng is up almost 2% in early trade today. When I'm looking at the SGX Nifty, it was flat yesterday, continues to be flat in early trade today. In fact, trading with a negative bias, down around 0.1% in early trade today, quite flat in terms of its cues there. When I look at how commodities have done over the last day or so, oil prices have slipped up. Oil is now just above that $76 a barrel mark. Mind you, it was just below the $77 a barrel mark late night yesterday India time. So there has been a bit of a slip up, a bit of a let off there. Gold continued to gain though since treasuries have seen a bit of a dip. Mind you, treasuries had risen 7 basis points. The 10-year treasury was up 7 basis points in trade yesterday that we spoke about. That has kind of leveled off, come back down, cooled off, and gold is now at around $18-17 an ounce, gaining around just under 1% since yesterday. The dollar index continues to be below that 96 mark in trade yesterday, as well as has started just below that even in trade today. Bond yields, as I said, which had risen sharply on Wednesday, have seen a bit of a cool off on Thursday. Bond yields are currently, the 10-year yield is at 1.512%, and Bitcoin is just above that $47,000 mark. That's broadly how markets are shaping up. Wishing you and your dear ones all at home very happy new year from all of us here.